And that's the thing, like these gravel bikes with front suspension. It's like the guy that was compared to the fully rigid mountain bike, right? The guy, the front suspension, like it was so shitty. Like, and that's the thing about the gravel bike suspension versus the mountain bike suspension. Like, it's like, yeah, I get it, they're both different, but it's just like, okay, why not just get a mountain bike then? Well, then it's just like, okay, well, you people are just confused and transvestite. You know what I'm saying? You know, the guy on the rigid mountain bike performed way better, right? Yes, he was a little bit uncomparable. His tires were way more bigger, right? He was able to absorb the chunks on the fucking trails, right? But that gravel bike with that front suspension, it didn't really help the gravel bike. The guy, it just didn't help. Like a gravel front suspension on a drop bar bike, like based on what I looked on the video, it just didn't really help. That suspension didn't help that gravel bike. Even the guy on the fully rigid mountain bike, no suspension, performed better than the guy on the drop bar gravel bike with front suspension. Okay, the only thing cool about gravel bikes is that they're race oriented. They're expensive. That's the only reason I talk about them. Is because they're even more expensive than mountain bikes. That's why I talk about them, right? They're the most gravel bikes are the most expensive bikes you can get, right? And it makes sense. They're aerodynamic, lightweight, whatever. But that front suspension on that gravel bike, it didn't do much on that Rudy single track, right? It didn't do much. Like the guy with the rigid mountain bike with the 2.4-inch tires, he performed better, right? He just did better. He's more efficient. So yeah, that front suspension on the gravel bike with drop bars with 40 millimeter tires, that front suspension with only 2 inches of travel didn't absorb all that many vibrations. So it really didn't help. You know what I'm saying? It didn't do much. So even a fully rigid mountain bike with no suspension is still going to be more efficient off road, right? Granted, provided that you have, fat tires, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Unfair comparison, right? Like my bike is more comparable to a gravel bike than that other rigid bike wise because that guy had 2.4. This bike has 2 inches tires. That's much more uh, closely related to a gravel bike in terms of wheel size, right? You know what I'm saying? So what's the lesson? Well, if you're gonna go off road, use 2.4-inch tires. That's kind of the gist of what I'm getting at, you know, for maximum comfort.